Get a chance to look at that corner down there?
Oh yeah.
Be heads up. Be heads up. You're gonna carry some speed into it, and it's a little.
So we go 6 wide in that corner, right?
I'm gonna say bad idea. Don't listen to him.
Good afternoon, you guys. Jim Dillon rocking the morning. Frankie and I are going to be picking up on the backstretch. They took the full pull this afternoon. And Frankie and I are going to be doing it as our last entry-level racers, not beginner cyclists.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Trying out this voiceover crit breakdown thing. So this is the Lagrange Criterium, part of Speed Week. This is day 2. The day before was Athens Twilight, so I did the Cat 4-5 at Athens yesterday and then made it into the amateur finals. Both of those videos are up on the channel as well, so you can check those out. So coming into day 2, I'm a little fatigued from the 2 races yesterday, but legs feel pretty good, recovered, got a good night's sleep. So right off the start line, I get elbowed by 2 big guys, but fortunately things kind of went my way. I was able to get back into position and be in the first few wheels going into this technical section on the course, which was kind of the plan. Didn't want to get caught behind people struggling with this turn, more or less. So yeah, the plan for the day was to attack the technical section wherever possible, which is the chicane, turn 3. Try to split up the race, maybe form a breakaway where I could win solo or from a small group. This kind of suits my rider profile. I don't have a huge sprint. So let's go through the course for a lap. This is the start-finish straight. It's a kind of a long uphill drag, maybe 2, 3%, 4% climb. So I'm just laying down a little bit of power here. Turn 1, uphill. Not very technical, easy. Turn 2, same thing, 90 degrees, not a whole lot to it. And then we get into this downhill back straight with a speed hump coming up here you gotta watch out for when you're cooked. But yeah, just basically pick up speed here and good freewheel down into this chicane section, kind of maintain your speed. I think I've got a gap here, pretty much got away after lap 1. I come through this technical section pretty fast, try to maintain my speed, hit it hard up the hill, and yeah, when I look back, the field is pretty strung up behind me, so I figure I'll just keep the power on and see what happens. So we'll pick it up here. Been off the front for maybe 3 or 4 laps. Just trying to stay smooth and consistent, really keep my speed through the corners, through the technical sections, and just put down a modest amount of power up the start-finish hill to see if I can stay away, stretch out a gap, maybe get a couple people to bridge up, something like that. But yeah, after 3-4 laps, finally got caught by some chasers here. So I'm just going to sit up, sink back in the field, slide back a few positions, and recover. So we'll pick it up a few laps later. Just been sitting in, recovering. One takeaway from this race, something I did pretty well, I think, from watching other people's YouTube videos and just what it felt like during the race, is that I was able to take this turn 3 a little bit faster than everybody else, just comfortable being kind of on the edge of the traction of my tires. So as you can see here, I make it around that rider pretty easily, just carrying my momentum through the corner and create a little gap. Myself and 2 other guys have a little small split, so we get a little rotation going. Yeah, just one guy pulls through. The field pretty much comes back together here, but it's my turn to roll through, so I figure why not, I just roll on by, take a kind of normal pull here, just spike it up the tiniest bit, But yeah, I guess the rotation just kind of fell apart there, and suddenly I was off the front again solo. So yeah, just end up on the front for a lap or two with a small gap. So I figure I'll keep the power on and, I don't know, waste some energy, put pressure on. It's hard to say. Probably just wasting energy, but we'll see how it plays out for me. So another few laps go by. I spend some time off the front again. Things come back together. I get a little sit in, and then yeah, coming through the technical chicane and up the hill again, I decide to drop some watts here and see if I can finally tear something loose, get a breakaway going. Feels like everyone's got some fatigue in the legs now. There hasn't been, no one else has really been attacking, so I think everyone's getting up towards their limit, not super motivated to be aggressive, so I try to see what I can get going here. So I end up doing another full lap off the front, solo here, just kind of waiting to see what happens, hoping that just a small select group splits off. Yeah, maybe get some motivated breakaway mates. So yeah, after a full lap, I get caught by a Mac racing guy he was in Athens the day before, and I think I've raced with him in the past. He's a pretty strong guy, and this kid on Velobrew, who I think was in the Athens race as well, and seems to be pretty fast. He's kind of the wild card in this race, it turns out. Every time he's at the front, he's either attacking or just sitting on. He doesn't really he didn't seem to be willing to cooperate in a breakaway and like roll steady turns to keep any kind of group moving. So that kind of messed with the that was probably like the dominant dynamic of the whole race. Was trying to get a smooth rotation going with this guy involved. I mean, he's just a kid, so I don't know like what his motivations were, or who's coaching him, whatever. Fair play. I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do. Doesn't have to falter if he doesn't want to. But that did kind of contribute to a lot of discohesion in any sort of move we get together, and some of the other riders were getting fairly frustrated, myself included. And so that is pretty much the pattern the race fell into. Lots of attacking through this technical section. Little groups would form up, get some sort of promising rotation going, and then it would immediately fall apart and all come back together. So I kind of just focused on trying to rest up when I could, stay on the sheltered side of this start-finish on the left hand, get as much rest as I could, and just conserve for one big attack later on. I figured might be able to stick something solo towards the end of the race once everyone had more fatigue in the legs. So here we are with 7 to go, and this is my my big move for the race. So I'm thinking this is my moment to kind of go all in. I think another move had just been brought back. We're definitely in the last quarter of the race. Everyone is seeming really fatigued, so I figure now is the chance to shoot my shot. So yeah, rip it up the last little bit of that uphill to get a gap, carry my speed through the backstretch. Yeah, just give it the beans up this hill. You can see I'm getting a little bit tired. I managed like 700 watts, which, you know, earlier in the race I was doing like 800, 900, 1,000 up that hill. So everyone's tired, including me, but managed to stay away for a couple of laps. Unfortunately, I do get chased back by a couple of the other strong riders in this race, and when I get caught, I mean, I'm pretty tired. As you can see, everyone's kind of pedaling slow, and unfortunately, that was the race-winning move that we just saw right there. I'm going to play it back again, because it is not, it's hard to even notice. That's how subtle it was, but there it goes. My boy in red, I think he's pulling a wedgie there, and just, you know, he's probably doing 400 watts, seated, chilling up the hill, but no one jumps on it right away, and he gets a little gap open, and, you know, he was one of the fitter riders in the race for sure. He had a big strong motor, and no one hops on the chase right away. Kind of some looking around, little hand gesturing and waving, and just textbook Group 2 syndrome. I'm gassed from that last attack, so I mean, even if I wanted to right here, I think, you know, I've got a rest, and these guys are just soft pedaling, and the gap goes out, and it is just gonna grow and grow as the race goes on. And so there's a lot of surging, kind of attacking going on back in our group. Not making a whole lot of progress chasing down our leader. This is probably the closest I come. Just coming up the back straight. I'm trying to take a nice steady pull, get a chase organized. Probably got about, he's got 5 seconds on us at this point. With 2 laps to go, it should be easily closable. But as you can see, the watts are starting to dip. I'm hoping someone's going to take over and kind of pull the downhill here, but no one, no one wants to come around. And I don't know. At the time, I'm thinking that I don't want to drag the whole field back up for a sprint here without anyone else contributing, because I'm going to be cooked for the final. But yeah, I don't know. Weigh in. What do you think? Should I have just put my head down, gone all in, brought him back, and then maybe had a half lap to recover and go for a sprint, or do you just hope that the rotation brings him back? Yeah, we'll see if it comes close, but we never really bring him back. So last lap, yeah, the brake is gone. I mean, he's still dangling out there, but our chance of closing it was probably a lap or two ago, and I've resigned myself to maybe catching him on a flyer here on the last lap, but it's pretty much just a race for second at this point. So I guess last lap strategy is I'm hoping to lead into the technical corner and just send a long one. Probably fits with my rider profile, my sort of game plan. So I'm able to get to the front. They're not going very hard. I don't have to invest a lot of energy to take the front through this chicane. Happy to do it. Just try to keep my speed as high as I can through here. I take this corner pretty good. Probably could have held on to maybe an extra mile an hour there, but yeah, I guess that's all I had when I was hypoxic. Just smash a huge sprint up the hill, everything I have, and then just to empty the tank on the finish drag here. Unfortunately, it's only in the 600 watt range, so this guy's got a pretty good sprint on cork up the hill and gets me for second. So I roll in third place, which I'm pretty happy with. I rode like I rode a very active race. Probably could have been a little smarter, conserved a lot of energy, but I'm happy to be moving up into Cat 3. And it was a pretty good weekend of racing. Congrats to the winner. He was, yeah, just a super strong guy who played the right card at the right time. So, yeah, kudos to him. Hats off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe down below for more. Got plenty of races in the pipeline. Got a local crit coming up this weekend actually, and then yeah, the big A race coming down the line is Tulsa Tough coming up next month. So stay tuned for Cat 3 Tulsa Tough crash footage for sure. All right, thanks guys.